Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're turning to some news that's really sent well, a profound shock through the sports world. It's incredibly somber.
It really is.
An event that's left so many people just mourning. We're talking about the unexpected passing of Liverpool star Diogo Jota and, tragically, his brother Andre as well.
Mm-hmm.
Our aim today really is to look beyond those initial headlines. We want to give you a sort of comprehensive picture of the facts as we know them surrounding this huge loss.
Yeah.
And also touch on the remarkable life, the career of Diogo Jota, and of course the immediate global reaction. Okay, let's try and unpack this.
It's a moment that, as you said, just instantly brought people together, from all different walks of life, united in this shared grief.
Yeah.
The news spread, incredibly quickly, didn't it? And
Yeah.
so widely. It really highlights Jota's prominence, obviously, but also just how connected that global sports community is.
Absolutely.
The shock, the sorrow, you could almost feel it immediately.
You really could.
Yeah.
And the actual facts of the accident, they're just deeply saddening. Diogo Jota, he was 28. His brother, Andre, 26.
Still young.
Died in a road traffic accident in Spain. This happened shortly after midnight, Thursday, July 3rd, 2025.
Okay.
The specific place, it was the A52 road in the province of Zamora, near a town called Palacios de Sanabria, precisely at kilometer 65 in the municipality of Cernadilla.
Right.
What we understand is their vehicle, it went off the road,
Yeah.
and just tragically, it seems it caught fire, and that fire then spread to some nearby vegetation.
Oh, wow.
Emergency services, the 112 Castilla and Leon operations room, they got calls reporting the accident, reporting the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably worth noting the A52, that's quite a key route.
Yeah.
For drivers leaving northern Portugal. So it gives you a bit of geographical context for where this happened.
Yeah, and what's striking there, too, is just how fast global news travels now. This intensely personal tragedy happening on a specific road in Spain. Because it involves someone like Jota, it just instantly becomes this shared global event, this moment of collective mourning. It bypasses all the old gatekeepers.
That's a really good point. The speed is just incredible.
It really is a testament to how interconnected we all are, especially through sports.
And, adding another just incredibly painful layer to this is the personal side for Diogo Jota's family.
Mm-hmm.
This accident, it happened just 2 weeks after he married his long-term partner, Ruth Cardoso, in Portugal.
2 weeks. It's just hard to fathom.
They recently shared pictures on Instagram. So joyful, celebrating their wedding, which should have been, this wonderful new chapter starting.
Yeah.
And making it even more poignant. They have 3 children together.
It just forces you to think about the human element, doesn't it? The dreams, the future, all just gone in an instant.
Exactly.
And when someone's personal life, which they often try to keep private, suddenly becomes the focus of a tragedy like this, well, it reveals the husband, the father behind the famous name.
It really does.
It makes you think about that sort of unique pressure and privilege of living such a public life, that shared connection people feel to his private grief.
Absolutely. That connection, suddenly so public, I think that's why it's hit so many people so hard.
Yeah.
And speaking of his public impact, his career, Diogo Jota's career was, genuinely remarkable. Just pure talent and incredible hard work.
Mm-hmm.
He started out, back in Porto where he was born, played for Paços de Ferreira.
Right.
His talent was obvious pretty quickly, which led to that move to Atlético Madrid, the Spanish giants.
Yeah, a big step.
Then he had that successful year on loan back at Porto, scored 8 goals, really sort of building his reputation.
Definitely.
Then came the move to England, signed by Wolves, first on loan, then permanently in 2018. And he adapted so well to the Premier League.
He really did. Took to it straight away.
And then, of course, that big move to Liverpool 2 years later, 2020, he spent 5 years there.
Mm-hmm.
And during his time at Anfield, the stats are impressive. 65 goals, 28 assists.
Wow. Really significant contributions.
Absolutely. Last season alone, he scored 6 goals, played a really key part in helping the Reds win the Premier League title again.
Yeah.
And his international career, too.
Yeah.
49 caps for Portugal, 14 goals.
Mm.
And he was part of that side that won the Nations League just earlier this year.
If you look at that whole trajectory, it's not just about the talent, which was obvious, but it's that adaptability you mentioned.
Right.
Moving between such different footballing styles and leagues. Portugal, then the tactical demands of Atlético, then the sheer pace and physicality of England.
Yeah, it's a huge shift.
That versatility, you could argue, was his greatest strength. He was a properly modern forward, wasn't he? consistently delivering at the very top level for club and country.
He certainly was. And the reaction, the global reaction, the tributes, it's been overwhelming, hasn't it?
Completely.
Social media just flooded. You saw people like Gary Neville on X, formerly Twitter, just saying, that is heartbreaking news on Diogo Jota and his brother. All my love and best wishes to his family. Simple, but says it all.
Yeah, direct and heartfelt.
And Portugal's Prime Minister, Luis Montenegro, he also put out a statement. He acknowledged the huge loss, saying, the news of the death of Diogo Jota, an athlete who greatly honored Portugal's name, and his brother is unexpected and tragic.
Mm-hmm.
I extend my deepest condolences to their family. It is a sad day for football and for national and international sports.
And the official responses from the football world itself really underscore that collective sense of loss. The Portuguese Football Federation, the PFF,
Right.
They released a statement saying they were completely devastated. They described Diogo Jota specifically as an extraordinary person, respected by all colleagues and opponents, someone with a contagious joy and a reference in his own community.
That's a lovely tribute.
It really is. And they extended condolences, of course, to the family, to Liverpool, and also to FC Penafiel, which was André's club.
Ah, right. His brother's club.
Yes. And in a really poignant gesture, the PFF asked UEFA for a minute of silence before the Portugal women's Euro match against Spain.
Okay.
They finished their statement with something quite powerful. We have lost two champions. The passing of Diogo and André Silva represents irreparable losses for Portuguese football, and we will do everything to honor their legacy daily.
Wow. Irreparable losses.
Yeah. It really brings home how these figures, through their skill, their passion, their dedication, they create this unifying impact that goes way beyond just the results on the pitch.
It really does.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean? I mean, we've looked at the tragic details, the accident itself. We've touched on that deeply personal loss for his family, his wife, his kids, happening so soon after the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And we've recounted this really remarkable career of an athlete who was, right at the peak of his game, contributing so much to Liverpool, to Portugal.
Yeah.
The sheer suddenness of it all, contrasted with this vibrant life he was living, the success he was having, it just makes the loss feel even more profound for everyone connected to him.
It does. And, this deep dive into the untimely deaths of Diogo and André Jota, it really does serve as such a stark reminder of, how fragile life can be.
Yeah.
But maybe within that immense collective sadness, there's also a kind of quiet affirmation of our shared humanity.
How do you mean?
Well, it's a moment where this very public grief seems to just dissolve borders for a bit. It reminds us not just of what's been lost, but maybe also of the huge, often sort of unnoticed emotional connection we build with people who inspire us, even if we only know them from afar,
That's a really interesting thought.
Perhaps consider how these events, as utterly tragic as they are, they do unite people across countries, across backgrounds, in this shared feeling, emphasizing really the enduring impact just one life, or in this case, two lives, can have.